This podcast is dedicated to people who are ready to take ownership of what it means to be born with high sensory intelligence and how to bring it into service for business, career, and organizations globally. Hello and a very warm welcome to another episode in the High Sensory Intelligence podcast with me, Willow McIntosh, founder of Illuminance and leader of the High Sensory Intelligence movement. And this week I am interested to talk with you about a topic that I get asked about a lot, and it is a decision that many of us have to make as high sensory intelligent people, especially those of us that are in business, going into business, especially those of us that are thinking about taking our own high sensory intelligence skills out into the marketplace. And that is this piece around what we need in place to actually take this step. And what I mean by that, I'm talking about a website, the marketing platform, the marketing material that we need, and the various bits of functionality that we need in order to be able to present ourselves to an online market, to be able to take sales, to be able to run our business in this current day and age. Now, this is a huge topic, and this episode is not about me giving advice as to what you need and what you don't need in terms of things to get set up. But it is about this piece around getting a website in place. And as many of you know, in Luminance, we build websites for high sensory intelligent people. And this is not a plug about getting your website built with us. This is a different piece that I'm interested in discussing here today. Now, when we are thinking about taking the stage in terms of business, when we're thinking of actually, coming out of the garden shed, as we call it in the UK, and onto the high street, in other words, where we're actually thinking about a concept or a process or some value that we know is going to be extremely beneficial to our clients, that we would like to turn into a product and a service and ultimately sell and use as a business model. Now, when we are in this process of going from the drawing board, if you like, and if you like, an inner drawing board, where we are taking this shift into ownership, this process of a mindset shift into the awareness and action of actually, I'm going to get out there and I'm going to start making a difference in the world, and I'm going to start serving, I'm going to start, actually running sessions or workshops or whatever it may be with people. Now, what I notice is that many of us tend to jump into the step of getting all of the online pieces in place and getting the website done and getting the online platform done. And yes, 100%, we need those things. We do need those things, We need those things. It's the way business works at the moment. And right now, running an online business, there's never been a better time for that. The world is totally set up for it. We're consuming more and more online content. We're very used to having sessions on Zoom now. They work amazingly on Zoom. There's a lot of research about, as long as we can make eye contact and see facial expressions, we get the energetic effect being on Zoom in terms of transformational coaching effect, which I can totally vouch for that, because I not only do I give that in my own sessions, but I also receive that in my own mentorship, which of course currently is on Zoom because of the current situation. So this piece of greenhousing or nurturing or owning what we're actually up to is such an important part of this process before we dive into getting all the pieces that we need online. We need to get our message clear. We need to get our philosophy, our values, our message clear, the niche, our ideal client, who it is that we're going to be working with. So that takes time. It's important to give ourselves the time that we need to really allow that to sink in. The time to allow us to truly tune into and think about the step that we're taking, especially when we're moving into coaching other people, there must be a solid foundation of energetic ownership within us in terms of our abilities and skills as a high sensory intelligent person. We have amazing skills. Our abilities to create transformation in others is innate in us. We are designed to create transformation in others. I'm not saying that's 100% for all of us, but I'm safe to say that a very high percentage of us are born to be coaches, facilitators and healers, because we naturally read the energy in other people and we are able to feel and work through the blocks that are holding them back from aligning with truth and purpose. So in order for us to be able to do that safely, there must be an ownership within ourselves of our skills and abilities. Otherwise, we're not going to be serving the people that we're born to serve properly. We must go through this place of nurture. This inner nurture. We must go through this place of recognition and moving into a place of trying out our process, giving ourselves the opportunity to get in front of someone, ideally a few people, whether that's one-to-one, like a few one-to-one sessions, and actually witness ourselves in process. So the way, in my experience, that I found it works time and time again for high sensory intelligent people is that when we overthink it and we overplan, which we're very good at that because we process so deeply. When we overthink and we overplan, what we're not doing is giving ourselves the opportunity to witness ourselves in our flow and in our process with the person in front of us. So once we're clear on what the outcome is that we know we're very good at creating in others, and that's part of the fascination that we have, which you would have heard me talk about before. Once we actually get in front of someone that we know we can support, which is to do with that area of fascination, that area of that we know we can create a specific outcome in this person in front of us. When we actually witness ourselves in process and doing that, when we get out of our own way, something takes us over. We dial in, we start to channel, we start to allow our own energetic ability to do its thing, and that's not a conscious process. That is a much deeper energetic process that we witness happening in ourselves. We've got to do that. We've got to allow ourselves to see ourselves doing that, because you cannot imagine what that's going to be like. No matter how much time and preparation and planning you try to do in terms of getting your methodology as spot on and as perfect as you can, you will never know what you're actually really good at and what it's like to be in process until you actually do it and see yourself doing it. So this is the piece that I'm really leading to here today, is about the importance of taking these steps, this initial piece of energetic ownership, into trying it, and then it's time to get the platform and bits into place. Now, there's two lines of thought around, do I need a website? And it's a very interesting thing to consider here. And in order to make sales online, you don't need a website. You can create a landing page, which can be made with a particular bit of software like Kartra, that's the one we use, or ClickFunnels. You can create a landing page. You can do it with Thrive through WordPress. The advantage of the all-in-one platforms like Kartra or ClickFunnels is where in that system they have everything you need. The forms that you need for people to fill out, the payment options, how to create the landing pages. I mean, the list goes on. I'm not really going to dive into that right now. The point that I'm making is, if you just want to test something out and you just literally just want to make sales, or literally just book people into your system or to allow people to make bookings with you, to pay for your sessions and just to advertise what you do, you can do that with a landing page. You can do that with a landing page where people fill out a form, they can make a payment online, the money goes into PayPal or Stripe or whatever it is, then you get paid, and that is enough of a funnel in order to operate online. Now, this piece around this website, well, you know, why do I need a website then if I can just do that process? And the answer to that question is if your outcome is literally just to create a funnel and to perhaps drive traffic to that landing page, whether that's through word of mouth marketing, or whether you're driving paid ads to that landing page in order to convert them into leads, then if that's all you're doing, then you simply want to create that funnel, then no, you don't need a website. You can do that with a landing page. Now, there is another, and I can feel it as I say this, because I can feel the energy of the decision of actually making a website, and I know that everybody goes through this feeling as business owners. It's like, I need a website because I want to express myself. I want to share who I am. I want to, it's a flag in the ground of who I am. So, and I completely relate to that. Now, when we create a landing page and hook it up to other software, we don't own any of that. It's a bit like if your entire business is on Facebook. In other words, all of your communities on Facebook, and your operating. If you're using any service for any part of your business, whether you're building a community on Facebook, all the information you've got on LinkedIn, wherever your emails are stored, all of that data is owned by the company that owns the service that you're using. You don't own any of that data. Yes, of course, you can save data in some cases if that software will allow you to do that, and you can store that, but you don't own anything. And if any of those companies go bust, I mean, Facebook's not going to go bust very soon, or hopefully ever. But if it does, if something goes wrong, you're at the mercy of however that company deals with that. So, and the same thing is if you build a landing page, and you build a landing page within ClickFunnels or Kartra or whatever, yes, you can back things up, but essentially your whole business is at the mercy of someone else's company. Now, I'm not, I don't mean to sort of worry any of you right now thinking, well, my entire business is sitting on ClickFunnels right now. It's like, I'm not saying it to concern you, but what I am saying is that when you create your own platform on WordPress, for instance, WordPress is an open source bit of software, you own everything. So whatever you're building, all the coding, your database and all of the data that's being stored in your hosting provider, you are in control of all of that. So if you're looking to build a platform over time, and this is where a website does make sense, if you're looking to create a big library of blog posts and video content and lots of information about your business, and you're gradually looking to build this platform of your wisdom and data, then it really makes sense to house all of that within a website. So there's the ownership piece, and in this context, you know what I mean? Ownership as in, I own that information and data, so you're in control of that with your own website. That's not the case if you use, one of the other companies. I don't want to say company names because it sounds like I'm being derogatory in any way. I'm absolutely not. There's amazing services out there that support you to build your website for you. But again, if you're paying a company that hosts, that builds the website management system, it's in control of the website management, the content management system. If that company goes bust, you lose the whole lot. So that's why I'm saying something like WordPress, where you're totally in control of all of the content, that is an important piece to consider. The other piece is around this energetic ownership of having a website online that represents you, that you own the content, and you also own energetically, and it is making a stand. I do believe that for some of us, that is a very important step to take. Many of us have the need, and I believe there's a great benefit to us in creating that digital footprint where we are uploading regular content and people can enjoy that content and enjoy being a part of our community, and that is our platform that we're in control of. I really relate to that, and I think there is something very, very important to that. And I think if you're being drawn to that, and if you check in with yourself and feel that yes, this is an energetic necessity for me to feel like I own this piece of digital real estate, if you like, and also it's a place for me to feel a sense of grounding and energetic ownership through having a website online. If you genuinely feel that, and that's an important part of your process, then I 100% advise going along with that and nurturing and growing that website online. If you are not 100% sure and you're thinking, oh, I need a website because that's what everyone has, or perhaps I'm feeling a bit nervous about actually going out there and getting clients and trying it, so therefore I'm going to spend the next 6 months making a perfect website when actually I'm just avoiding what I should be doing. We've got to check in with that as well, because that's not supporting anything. So we've got to check in, and we've got to be honest with ourselves as to what's calling us to do these things. So I hope that's been useful. It's a complicated. It's not. It's a big topic to uncover and to to kind of unpick. But I hope that's been useful in terms of if you're in that place right now and you're trying to make that decision as to what I need, then I hope it brings some clarity for you. And there are such amazing software services out there that can do so much for us. So if you're looking to get a funnel in place, there are ways to do that very, very quickly. So please don't be held back by the concern of online technology and how do I get this thing in place. There is so much out there that can help you to do that. There's umpteen million YouTube tutorials of how to build funnels in Kartra and ClickFunnels and all of the other services that there are. So if you just want to get going and you just want to test out what you're doing and you want to get some sales in, you want to get that experience, then just get a funnel in place. And don't feel that you need to spend 6 months building a website in order just to get out there and just try out who you are and just get that feedback and that personal experience. Thanks again for watching. See you next time. Join me on the next masterclass where I'll show you how to reveal your own high sensory intelligence, bringing you into alignment with your true purpose, career, business and personal success. To register your place today, visit highsensoryintelligence.com.